I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and I am going to make journal cards today out of some of my tea time trash. Just need to pick out some of the ones that I want to use. I'm going to use this scrap of black cardstock. I thought that would be something nice and different to use the black cardstock so that they will have a small frame around them. I'm just going to ink up with black soot. I'm going to ink up my lines stamp. As you see, it is nice and stained. I like to use permanent inks and paints, so most of my stamps are stained. Giving it a good press down. The black ink shows up really well on the insides of these tea boxes. Just cutting it down to fit inside of the black cardstock because I'm going to tear that black cardstock in half. Just making sure that will be a good fit. And I'm going to tear it in half. Use my bone folder to get a nice clean tear. That's going to look nice with that black border around it. Using one of the ones that has paint on it, I'm going to go ahead and trim it down a little bit so it will fit perfectly inside the black cardstock so it forms a nice frame. Let's see, I think that's going to look very nice. I'm going to go ahead and just use my art glitter glue on the back of this one that has the paint on it and the nice pretty print. Just liberally put the glue on there just so that I'll make sure that it sticks really well for me. Use journal cards a lot, take them in and out of your journals, so I like to make sure they're nice and secure. Just picking out a few papers to collage with on the back of this journal card. I like to rip the pages on some and leave some of the edges straight, so I just tore the top edge of this one, and then I have a doily that is toffee dyed, which is tea and coffee together dyed. Then I have this piece of book page that it looks like I have used it to stamp off onto because it kind of had some aged mahogany bat stamped on it. So I am going to use my well-loved and ink-stained spiderweb stamp. Use that, and then now I'm just going to ink up the edges because they were just a little bit too light for what I'm going for. I like to use the whole stamp pad. It gives you a nice rich color. Covers a lot more area quicker also. Just kind of figuring out which placement that I really want it to be. I think that this needs a little help, this doily, so I'm going to get my antique roses. Use black soot, and I am going to just stamp it over the top just to give it a little bit more character. I think that looks good. Just trying to figure out the placement, which one I want to be laid down first or on the top, or you know how it is when you collage. You just move things around and decide what you like. And I do have some more stickers. I really like these stickers. I just don't like the white edge on them. So I'm going to cut this edge off so I can use it as one of the pieces of my collage. Just going to ink up the edges of it so that we don't have that stark white edge because the sticker is a little bit thicker than regular paper. I like how that looks, the inked edge look. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. I'm going to begin with the toffee dyed piece of lace paper doily. Just takes a minute to get glue in every little spot so that it will stick down. I know things are going to go on top of it, so wasn't too concerned about some places for placements for the glue, but I did want it all the way on the outside edges. Just inking up the edges on this dictionary page. I like that rich brown color that it is already, but I just want to get rid of the lighter edges. So I'm just inking those up. Now I'm going to put a liberal amount of glue on this piece because it does go over that paper doily. Just want to make sure it's nice and secure. Just spreading out the glue with my fingers. Give them a nice, good smash. Now for my next piece, I'm going to use this book page. It has all nice, lots of nice character to it, with all the different colors of stamping that I used on top of it. And also then I will put on the sticker. Sometimes they're a bit tricky to get apart. This one seems to want to be tricky. Yay, we got it apart. Just going to put glue on the back of it just to make sure it's secure, because I'm not sure how well the adhesive is on the back of this sticker. I like things to stay put after I put them together. Now I need a sentiment. I want a sentiment that goes well with it, plus that will fit in the spot that I have. Just getting that cut out. We do have quite a bit of noise going on here in the background. If you're wondering what that was, it's my air conditioner kicked on. It's right outside my window. All the nice birds are singing, and Cobwebs is sitting in the window watching the birds, the bird bath. Just some little tidbit of information. Just like to have a black border around this sentiment, so I just got my scraps out and glued this onto a piece of black cardstock scrap. I'm going to trim it around it a little bit. I think it stands out more when it has that little bit of black border around it. I like how that looks. Just need to trim it down a little bit more. Get that on nice and straight. Just has to get enough glue on it first, then I can get it down nice and straight. There we go. That looks very nice. Just going through the stickers once again because I want to put one on the back. I think one would look nice down there with all those lines. Make it a little bit more interesting of a page. And I found this little bat boy. He's so cute. And he is sitting on the number 13, which is just perfect for me. That looks nice. I just think he needs something else with him, so it just doesn't look like he's kind of floating around in the air. I think this dictionary page will look very good. That will just look great. And I do have a little die cut key there. I think that's going to go well with the whole little cluster. Just get some glue on it so I can go ahead and place it where I want it to be. So that looks nice. It's enough of a difference in color so you can see it stand out from the lines. Just trying to figure out where I want the key, on top or behind. Go ahead and get the glue on the sticker. Just going to lead the sticker up from that one corner. I'm not going to press it down yet. I want to go ahead and place the key. Spread that glue out with my finger because it is a really small and fragile die cut. I think that's going to look really nice there. Now I pressed that sticker on top of it. That looks great. I'm really happy with how it came out. And there's the back. That looks really good. Here is the other piece of black cardstock, and I have already laid down what I'm going to use because I had a very small piece of these awesome blue eyeballs cardstock. I love them. So I went ahead and cut them out because I thought that would be a really tedious thing to watch. Just cutting out around those and making sure I preserved enough of the eyeballs so you could tell they were eyeballs. And I went ahead and placed them around. I'm just going to ink them up with some black soot so that's not such a stark white on the eye. Just going to glue these down using my tweezers because they are pretty small pieces of scrap. This is really awesome paper, so keep every little bit of it. Just make sure that they're really stuck because they are going on top of that tea box paper and it has paint on it also. So I'm using a liberal amount of art glitter glue. So I want it to stay down really well. And I have some singles that I cut out. This one I actually cut it out of a Fiskars circle die punch, an actual punch, Fiskars punch. That worked out nicely that it was the same size because I am really terrible cutting out circles. I have a little bitty one there, so I decided that I would also use it. And it has a flat edge there, so I figured that a straight edge, and I would put that right on the edge. And one more little teeny tiny one that has, it's like half an eye, but it will look great on the edge. Just going to glue that up and get that placed right there on the edge. I think these eyeballs are so cute. Just love them. And I already had this little label. It says art on it. So I thought I would use that on that teeny tiny scrap of black doily. Black paper doily. I think that looks really good. Use my tweezers to hold on to that. And I did toffee dye these paper doilies so they weren't so stark white because you can see the edges of them. They blend in better with my style, Beck's style. So you can get that placed on there. Just wanted a little bit of that gold paint to peek through on the edges. I think that looks really nice. Get it all nice and patted down. All the little bitty crevices glued. One more piece here. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the white of the eyes on the eyes so that it's not such a stark white. Give the ones that I missed a little bit of an inking there. I'm going to glue this last piece, art glitter glue. Just going to place it right there in that empty spot. I think that will look very nice. This just makes me laugh. I really like it. I like these eyeballs. I think that looks really good. Get it all pressed down. Now all I need to do is get a sentiment that will go with the eyeballs plus fit in the spot that I have for them, that small area. Found the one I want, just need to get it cut out here. Not sure if I want to just place it on there or it says faintly visible. That's funny. Great sentiment for this. Just trying to decide whether I want to just place it, glue it right on, or if I need a border. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up with black soot while I'm deciding what I want to do about the border or no border. And that just kind of blends in, so let's just get the black cardstock again and just put a black border around it. Just needs a hint of a border, very, very thin. Just something so that it stands out and draws the attention of your eye to it so you can read it. Trimming it down a bit so that it will fit in that space. Get some art glitter glue on it. That is just looking amazing. Really, really like it. Just going to get some of that glue off. I'm an overgluer. I do know that I am an overgluer. Looks really good. Now I'm going to start on the back. And a really quick way to make a really cool border is just to turn your paper in a circle and quickly move your full ink pad over it, like I did that. As I just did. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my well-loved lines stamp. Get it pressed down really well. Some lines on there so that we can journal on the back of the eyeballs. That's funny. I think that black border is just going to look great. Got my well-loved ink stained key, my antique key. Had this stamp forever and I just love it. Just figured I would do one down the side also. One across the top, one down the side. I think that looks really great. Be a great spot to journal on. Just going to get art glitter glue on this. Tea box. Just a little bit more probably than I need, but I'm an overgluer. Seeping out the sides, but I would rather it be nice and secure than not. There's the front. Does that not look awesome? And then there's the back. I'm really pleased with how this one turned out also. They look really great. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts. Have a wonderful crafty day.